Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne's Sharp World, where today we are going to be taking a look at the Quiet Carry Waypoint. This is a very unique knife, a very different knife. I have a lot of things to say about it, mostly good, and some stuff that I'm still trying to figure out myself. But before we get on all that, let's go over some quick specs. We have a blade length of 3.31 inches, blade thickness at 0.09 inches, a handle length of 4.22 inches, overall length of 7.52 inches, a very nice and slicey drop/clip point blade, and I would probably call it both of that. That is absolutely a drop/clip point blade with a very nice hollow grind. And one of the things that makes this knife very unique is the Vanex Super Clean steel. This steel, from what everyone has been saying, is basically rust proof and has edge retention capabilities of that of M390, or at least very comparable to. So in my books, when you're basically rust proof and you're competing with M390 on edge retention, that is the superest of super steels, no doubt. A body type of 6AL4V titanium, marine grade hardware, marine grade pocket clip, which is a very nice deep carry wire pocket clip. Probably the best wire clip I've seen on a knife. Nice and thick, plenty deep enough, disappears in the pocket, carries very well. Liner lock, and on this liner lock we have LC200N steel. I think you see where we're going with this. Not only is the blade rust proof, this entire knife is rust proof, and that's just amazing. Washers we got on this guy is phosphor bronze and an overall weight of 2.7 inches with some very nice internal milling. As you can see in here, if you look up, they did a lot of milling on here, which did a great job in reducing the weight on this knife. And of course, excuse me, ambidextrous carry. So, what do I have to say about this guy? Before I say anything else, let's do some quick size comparisons. And I only have two knives. I'm actually on the road this week. My day job is, I'm an engineer and I travel all over the country, and I'm in Boston right now. So I've only got two knives to compare it with. That is the Ontario R2D2, and then as well as my CJRB Feldspar. As you can see, it's basically right in the middle of the two. The camera's a little deceiving because the Quiet Carry is considerably, I wouldn't say considerably, but noticeably longer than the Rat 2. You don't quite see it in the video, but I'd say it's a good quarter inch, maybe third of an inch longer than the Rat 2. And overall, yeah, probably about a third, about a third of an inch shorter than the CJRB. But a nice little in-between comparison for you to see. So those two aside, and back to this beauty. So the blade on this guy, I've got absolutely no complaints about this blade. It is super slicey. I haven't had to sharpen it yet, and I have run this guy through a lot of shit, and it's holding up just fine. I've tried to rust this thing. Haven't cleaned it once. Had it and keep it in my pocket all day when I'm sweating. We don't have air conditioning at our house, so I sweat all the time. I leave this in my pocket, and I don't even worry about it, and there is not a speck of anything. I've had this knife for about, gosh, what was it? Probably going on a month and a half, I think. Yeah, I would say about a month and a half. Even if I'm not really using it, I've kept it in my pocket just to sweat, just to get some salty crud on it, to just try and see if anything would come up on it, and nothing, absolutely nothing, which is great for me because, like I said, one of the things I look for most in a knife, I've said this a couple times before, is I really enjoy corrosion resistance. I like to keep a lot of my knives and keep them looking nice, so I clean them a lot. This one I don't have to clean as much, and it still looks like it just came out of the box. It's just great. But yes, very thin blade, very slicey blade. Perfect jimping right here. Very, very nice jimping. You know, this blade, it doesn't look super unique. I'm sorry, it does look unique compared to other knives, and I don't know what it is exactly about it, because drop point, clip point, you see them all the time, but you don't see a combination of the two a lot. A lot of the times it's more of like a kind of just a all rounded. It's rounded at the top here. The way they put the hollow grind on it and the little point they have here makes the knife really unique, and you don't really notice it until you compare it to other knives, but it's a fairly unique blade, and I like that. I really like that a lot. The handle on this guy, I'm gonna be completely honest, I really did not like this handle to begin with. I thought the this part here where your finger sits, the way that it was rounded more towards the bottom and just didn't look, it just wasn't aesthetically pleasing to me. It looked a little cartoonish. I would say cartoonish is probably the best way to put it, and I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but cartoonish, comic-y looking, just not something you don't typically see, so it's different. But in hand, it works, and it works really well. I usually enjoy a good finger choil. You don't have that on this, and for this knife, I'm not really missing it, not at all. I get a full solid purchase, jimping right where I want it, zero hot spot from the pocket clip, just a beautiful pocket clip, absolutely, very, very good retention on it. But definitely better than Spyderco's wire clip, and I love Spyderco's wire clip. So this part of the knife is really a home run for me, as well as these 4 dots. You know, these dots, they shouldn't really do much for you, but it gives the knife a simple, minimalist look. This knife is anything but minimalist, believe me. It does not have a minimalist price tag at $295. But it just looks simple. It carries simple, and it's just a joy to have. I really didn't think I would enjoy carrying this as much as I did. When I thought about having to carry the same knife for weeks on end, it wasn't super appealing to me, but I was bound and determined to try and mess this guy up, and I failed. I have definitely failed. I really like the stone wash on the handle. The stone wash combined with the satin, it's a nice finish. Very nice, and the little satin accents on the screws back here. Very good touch without adding too much flair or pop. This guy in the pocket, no one would ever know you're carrying a knife, and a good size knife too. This isn't I would definitely not call this a small knife. I'm definitely an average size to depending on the person. This could be considered a larger knife for some people. But onto the action. And the action on this guy, on deployment, is amazing. It is, you just put it right behind, your thumb right behind the thumb stud, push down just a little and up, and it rockets out. And it's so addictive. Over and over again. You won't get tired of it. Very reliable, very satisfying. To close it, not drop shutty at all. You heard it very little, and it has a nice detent. This has a ceramic detent ball, so it just sounds like quality. You move it down, listen for it. Soft, but very, very accurate. Just really, really solid construction on this overall. Blade centering on this guy is perfect. And it has the tolerances in between the blade and the handles on each side is so minimal. I don't know if I want to bring the Chris Reeves name into it, but too late, I just did. Very tight tolerances, and it's been consistent the entire time. And you just have to appreciate that. I mean, spot on. And I've beat the heck out of this guy for as long as I've had it. And it is just held up like a tank, and it just keeps mocking me to give it more. But again, yeah, very, very compact, comfortable design. Just a great overall knife. There are still some of these available, and they've been making more. They've been making more and restocking. So right now on Quiet Carry, the black on black is the only model in stock, but it would not surprise me if they restocked a couple of the more popular flavors, which I would think this would be one of them, along with maybe the Stonewash and Stonewash. But yeah, if you guys are into the $250 to $300 knives, and you want something different and unique, and a name that's really up and coming, I don't think Quiet Carry is going anywhere. Between the Drift and the Waypoint, and a couple other models, I can't remember the names. I think the IQ might have been one of them. But they just make some very, very attractive knives, and they're definitely not going anywhere. I think they're going to be a name to be reckoned with in the future, and I think there's a lot of good things to come, and I hope a lot more of it comes with Vanex steel, because I am becoming more and more of a fan of this. Haven't tried sharpening yet. Haven't really heard a lot about it one way or the other, so find out about that soon enough. Have any of you guys tried sharpening Vanex? What are your thoughts? Is it really hard? Is it kind of like an S35 range, or what is it? Is it harder like D2? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of this knife. And if you enjoyed it, please give me a subscribe and a like, and I would greatly appreciate it. I've got some pretty good things coming to me in the mail that I'll be reviewing here soon when I get home. And thanks for your time, guys, and I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. Bye.